Before we start, just get yourself a block. Guys. We might need a block, especially if you're at home. Let's come in and kneel and we'll just start to connect with our breath here. Just arrive here on the mat, allowing the eyes to close. So breathing in and out through the nose. Taking the breath into the abdomen. Start to make our inhale and exhale of equal length. Just going to do a few rounds of Kapalabhati just to clear everything out. Big inhale. Just sink it down into a wide child to start off with. So sinking the hips down to the heels, pushing back with the hands, make ourselves nice and long. When you stay in here for a while, just relax. Try to take the breath all the way into that lower back. Just gently ease ourselves up to all fours onto the mat. Let's bring it into cat and cow. So exhaling into cat. Inhale into cow. It's your practice. If you want to stay a little bit longer in the cat posture, totally up to you. Just try and work out what your body needs this morning. We'll do one more exhale. And another inhale. And lift back into all fours. Let's extend the left leg out behind us. Let's draw through to the head. Bring the head to the knee. And extend it out. Bend the back leg, reach back with the right hand, take that left foot. Lift the heart. And release, hand and knee to ground. Extend the right knee out behind us. And bring the knee through to the head. And extend that leg back out. Bend the knee, reach back with the left hand, catch that right foot, lift the heart forward. And release hand and ground. Hand and knee. Just push it back into a downward facing dog. And start to walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. And come into a fold here. Bring the hands to your hips, engage your core and come all the way to standing. It's a big stretch up. And exhale, release down into our Tadasana. Start to connect with the breath here once more. Bring the hands to the heart. We'll inhale, extend out and up. Exhale into the fold. Come up halfway. And forward. Step the right leg back and left leg back. Then lower knees. Or chest and chin to the floor. Inhale into upward facing dog. And exhale into our downward facing dog. The end of an exhale, let's step the foot to the front of the mat. Half gears. Fold. Come standing on an inhale. And release the hands to heart into Tadasana. Bring the hands to the heart. Let's inhale, extend out and up again. Exhale into our fold. Half gears. And forward. And step back to plank. Once again, knees, chest, chin. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. And work the heels flat to the floor now, guys. We're starting to warm up. And with an exhalation, step into the front of the mat. Half gaze. Fold. Let's come to standing on our inhale. And release the hands to heart. Exhale. Let's inhale into Utkatasana. And exhale into Uttanasana. Step into plank. And Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Step the right foot to the front of the mat. Spin it into warrior one. Release the hands to ground by the right foot. Step to the flank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Come to warrior one on the left side. And release. Step into plank. And lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling into downward dog. And for exhale, step into the front of the mat. Half gaze and fold. Come all the way to standing. Inhale. And release down. Exhale. Let's take a nice wide stance in our mat. Let's turn the foot to the back of the mat and sink it down into warrior two. Let's straighten that leg, turn that foot in, turn the foot to the front of the mat now. Sink into warrior two on the opposite side. And slowly straighten that leg. Turn that back foot out once more. Make sure we're still nice and square on our mat. We're going to reach to the top of the mat, the back of the mat, and bring it into Trikonasana. So make sure that front foot's at 90 degrees. Bend the knee to come out. Let's go to the other side. Turn the foot in, turn the foot out. Make sure you're nice and square on the mat. And then reach to the top of the mat. And sink it into our Trikonasana. Core engage, bend the knee to come out. And turn that foot in. Let's turn the foot back out, guys. All right in the corner. And this time we're sinking down into Parsvakonasana. So sink the hips down, bring the hand to the outside of that foot. Top hand over the top. Rolling underneath the arm, look to the palm of the hand. And slowly release out. Turn the feet. And let's go to the other side. And slowly ease ourselves out. And walk the feet together. Have a little drink if you need a little drink. If it's not your balancing day, guys, get yourself near a wall just to support you in your balance. If you're working at home, a chair. And we're just going to start on this left leg, and we're going to bring the right leg to the rear of the mat and bring it into our warrior 3. So nice, steady. That's it. And from here, turn your body to the right. Bring that hand to ground. And bring it into Ardha Chandrasana. Look into that top hand. Bring the hands back to the prayer. And release the back foot to ground. Go to the other side. Load up that standing leg and raise the back leg into the air. Open the body up, hand to ground, opposite hand to sky. And bring the hand back to the warrior. And release back out. Well done, guys. Let's come down to the floor. It's a hard bit done. Extend your legs out in front of you. Just come into Dandasana, sit up nice and high on those sit bones. And we're just going to put a little bend in the right knee, take a hold of the right foot and extend the right foot towards the sky. And release out. Let's go to the left side. Bend the knee. And slowly release out, guys. Bring the two soles of the feet together into Baddha Konasana. So bind on the toe of the foot. Push the two soles of the feet together. And then push your outside edges of your feet to the mat. And then squeeze your glutes, which will take the knees down. Arms are slightly bent. We're pulling on the arms, tipping the body forward at the hip flexor. Trying to release a little bit deeper into the posture as we go. And slowly release out. Extend the legs straight out in front of us. Bring the hands by the hips. Let's push through the palms of the hands. And then try and slide your shoulder blades, pull your shoulder blades down your back so you have this slight lift in the posture. Quads are engaged. Cores engaged. From here, let's fold forward. Paschimottanasana, this seated forward fold. Make sure that core engages as we slowly ease yourself out of the posture. Just bring the hands back behind the hips. Gently push the hips forward. Draw your shoulder blades together. It's a counter posture. And release out. We'll have a quick look at that one. Always pick one posture, so we're going to pick it Paschimottanasana. So the quads are fully engaged. If we've got tight hamstrings, we can do one of two things. So what happens when your hamstrings tighten? It's because they're getting stretched. So when the hamstring gets stretched, whenever a muscle gets stretched, there's a receptor in the middle of the muscle, and it sends a message to the brain, and it says I'm being stretched. And the brain, to protect that muscle, sends a message back saying contract. So that's when you feel a tightness, because the brain's telling it to contract it to protect itself. So we can do one of two things. We can slightly come out the posture to release the posture, to release the tightness, and then fire it back up. Or we can hold the posture, and after about 30 to 60 seconds, the muscle still sends the message to the brain, but the brain now thinks, I'm okay here. So it stops sending the message back to the muscle to contract. And that's where you feel that softness. Yeah? So if we've got tight hamstrings, it's worth just staying here for a moment and just take that moment for that message to stop getting sent back, and you'll feel the hamstring to soften. So now, what tends to happen here now, if we don't adapt the right muscles, as we fold forward, if we use the back to fold forward, it tightens the hamstrings up once more, the ones we've just nicely relaxed. So you want to try and keep this exactly the same with the engaged. Then the muscle in the body that brings the body forward are the rectus abdominis. So imagine doing a sit-up in reverse. It's these muscles that lift you off the floor. So once you've got the tightness of the hamstrings, you're just going to engage these. So I visualize a light coming up here, the front of the body. I engage the big abdominal muscles in the front of the body. And the more I can engage them, the deeper I go into the fold, guys. So just spend a moment, just a second, just come forward, just take a hold of the toes, take a few moments, just maybe a minute, just to allow the hamstrings to soften. It's nice to visualize it. It's nice to visualize the muscles sending that message to the brain, and the brain sending that muscle back, the message back, and then visualize the brain stop sending that muscle back. So keep firing your quads up, because it's the quads that lengthen that hamstring. And once you're in that nice position now, purposely think of the lower body. Purposely think of that quads turned on, and try and split the body into two from your hip flexors. So keep the lower body the same, and then engage your abdominal muscles and fold further forward as you engage. That's nice. Well done, guys. The shoulders gone flat now. Look at that. And engage your core, look forward and slowly come out of the posture. And again, just that little counter posture, guys. That's nice. And release. And from here, we're going to keep the right leg forward. We're going to put a little bend in this left knee, and we're going to open the left knee to the side. Now just square your pelvis up with the front of the mat, so we're looking directly down the right leg, and we'll inhale here. Same thing's happening, guys. So engage the quadriceps, fold it forward. Now I like to put a little stretch into the calf when I do Shavasana. So from here, I just bend the knee slightly, and I pull back on the toes, and then I fire the quads up again, extend through that knee, and push the heel forward a little bit further, just to get into that soleus gastrocnemius. Look forward, engage your core, slowly come out. And extend the left leg. Let's go to the other side. And go on, engage as we slowly come out. Let's extend that right leg down the mat once more. Let's pull in the left leg. And place the heel as close as we can to the hip bones. Support your weight with your right hand. And let's take this left arm and wrap it around this left shin. And then reach the right hand around the back. Let's take a bind. Inhale here. Exhale, fold forward. Just see if you can slide your arms a little bit further down your back and down the shin. Then come up and open up to the right once more. And let's slowly release out. Let's extend the left leg. Let's bring the right heel in. Support the weight of the left hand. Reach up that right hand and wrap it around the shin. Bring that left hand around the back. Looking for the bind. And here we're going to fold forward slightly. And come up. Try and keep the arms where they were, and then just open up to the left. And slowly release out, guys. We turn to face the long end of our mat if we want, or stay where we are. We're going to take the feet quite wide. And just spend a moment here. Just allow those adductor muscles to stretch. Just going to see if we can do shuffle forward a little bit more and open up the hips a tiny bit. Let's bring the left hand and take a hold of the inside of your right thigh. Take your right hand to your right big toe. Then lean forward until your left elbow comes to the floor and draw a big line as if you're trying to land in the sand all the way to your left big toe. With that right hand, and then create the space between the elbows. Push the left elbow into the mat. Lift the right elbow to the sky. And engage and come out. Right hand goes to the left inner thigh. The left hand to left toe. Then draw that line in the sand. Elbow to ground. Reach for that right big toe. Create the space between the elbows. And slowly release out. And then just tip forward slightly. Engage your abdominals. Just going to bring us forward and walk the hands out in front of us. And core engagement, slowly walk the hands back in. Let's bring the feet back in. Take your right foot by your left hip and cross your left knee. Place your left knee on top of your right knee. And just take a moment to get yourself settled. Then the right arm's going into the middle of the back and up the back, and the left arm's reaching down for that right hand. If this is too much for the shoulders, just think about bringing the two hands together. Palms of the hands and elbows together and push, 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 push. And let's release out. Let's place that right leg over the left leg this time. Bringing the feet around to the opposite hips. So again, elbows together, or if you're going into full Gomukhasana, the left arm's going low this time, the right arm's reaching high and down the back. And just slowly release out, guys. Sit back onto the sit bones. Engage your core to take a hold of the big toes. Extend the feet to the sky. So the gaze is upwards, beyond the toes. And slowly release out. Well done. Let's extend that right leg down the mat. Cross the left foot over the right foot. Sit nice and tall. Then wrap this right arm around this left shin. Left arm behind us. Rotating the body to the left. And we'll slowly release out. Extend the left leg. Draw the right foot in and cross it over the left. And this time, the left arm's wrapping around the right shin. And slowly release out. Let's come to a kneeling position. Again, just stay in this position if it's comfortable. Try and get the knees together and the feet slightly apart. And if we can, we'll start to release the body back, coming onto our elbows. Can we release the crown of the head to the sky, to the ground? Make sure the core is engaged as we ease ourselves out. And step the feet to the back of the mat. Lower down. Draw the shoulder blades into the spine. Inward rotation of the hips. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. Let's bring it into Bhujangasana, into our cobra posture. And slowly release down to the floor. Bring the hands alongside the hips. Shoulder blades together down the back. Squeeze the glutes into Salavadasana. And let's release out. Just give your hips a little wiggle from side to side here. And we'll push it back to a kneeling position on the mat. Let's kneel up nice and tall. Reach up as tall as we can. Rotate, doesn't matter which way. Look to the heel. Find the heel. If we can't reach the heel, roll the toe under. Keep pushing the hips forward. Lower the other scapula and reach for the other foot. Push into the feet. So push energy into the feet. Release the head back if it's comfortable. Into Ustrasana, camel posture. Bring your hands to your heart. Reach up to the sky to come out. And release it back to a kneeling position on the mat. Let's bring it into downward facing dog. Bring the shoulders forward until they're over the wrists. And we'll step the left foot to the right foot and we'll bring it into side plank. Now, if this isn't for you, bring the left foot forward and place it to the mat here for balance. Reach the left hand to the mat again. Keep the foot on foot. Feel that stretch. Then step the left foot across and bring the right foot to the left foot. And into side plank. And once again, keep the foot to the foot as we reach the hand back. Feel that stretch. And then step it over. Let's release to all fours onto the mat. A few little finishing postures, guys. So, cross one foot into the instep of the other foot. And just do a little push away from the floor. Bring your knees to your chest. And then release the feet through that. Slowly lower down. Let's bring it into Shavasana, the shoulder stand. If this isn't for you today, take your feet against the wall. Just bring feet, put legs up wall. And slowly release down to the mat. Extend the legs down the mat. Tuck your shoulder blades under. Roll the shoulder blades down the back and roll onto the top of our head into fish posture. And release out. Let's bring the knees to the chest. Just roll onto our left side. Keep the knees bent. Extend the arms out in front of us. Take the right hand into the air. And then exhale, take it to the mat behind us. Put a stretch into that upper body. Try and keep the knees together. Keep the left shoulder on the floor. Let's bring that right hand back to the left hand. Just roll onto our back once more, and then let's take it onto the right side. Hands together. Let's take the left hand into the air, and exhale. Take it towards the ground behind us. Again, keeping the knees together, keeping the right shoulder on the floor. And bring palm to palm once more. Roll onto our back. Cross the ankles. Roll onto our upper back. And then release down the spine. And let's bring it to cross-legged on our mat. To easy posture. Allow the eyes to close here. Just take awareness into our physical body as we sit here. Just scanning the body from the top of our head down to the toes. Maybe becoming aware of any tightness that your practice hasn't taken away today. Just being mindful of it. And bring the awareness inwardly to our pranami earlier. As you inhale, bring the energy up the front of the body, over the crown of the head to the nape of the neck, and as you exhale, tear that energy down the spine, back into the sit bones, back into the earth. Inhaling through the front of the body and over the head. And exhaling down the back of the body. Just continue like this. Just see how freely that pranashakti is flowing through the body today. Allow that awareness to sink another layer in. This is where we keep our emotions. Just study if there's any emotions underneath the surface. Don't allow that emotion to sweep you away. Just visualize taking that emotion out, placing it in front of us on the mat. Just studying it. Has it got a shape or a form? Does it have a colour? There's nothing there at all. That's fine also. Bring the awareness in one more layer. To the thought layer. If any thoughts arise, just allow them to. Just acknowledge the thought, then let it fade away. Wait for the next thought to come up, acknowledge that. Then watch it fade away. Bring the awareness deeper, right into our very core of our being, our true self, that ananamiya layer. Just study what's there today. Let's slowly release down onto our mat. Just for the final few moments into Shavasana. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Inhale deeply through the nose. And exhale. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Let it all go. Retain the exhale till your next natural breath appears. Just fall into this natural rhythm of breath. Visualize yourself sinking deeper into your mat. Feel the breath like a cool breeze just flowing through the body. We reach the perfect state of relaxation. Sanction our minds and bodies to be still, to relax and breathe. Start to become aware of our physical body. Just lay here on the mat. Just become aware of your breath once more. Start to bring a little bit of movement to our fingers and to our toes. And allow that movement to expand into the hands and into the feet. Let's have a big stretch on the mat. Let's have a little roll onto our right side. Spend the moment here. Let's gently push ourselves to a comfortable sitting position on the mat. Let's make a little bit of heat in our hands by rubbing our hands together. Let's place them over the closed eyes. Slowly open our eyes. Spread our fingers, let a little bit of light in. Take the fingers through the hairline, give your scalp a massage. Take it all the way into the nape of the neck. Let's reach up. Let's bring the hands to pray at the heart. A little bow. Spirit in me greets the spirit in you. Thanks very much for coming, guys. Namaste.